Hi everybody, it's Jukebox and you're listening to the Maritime Milsim Podcast, brought to you by Rap4 Canada, Tier 1 Scenarios, Jester's Tactical Sports Center, and Unanistan 3D Print and Cut.
Well everyone, welcome to episode 61 of the Maritime Milsim Podcast. I'm your host, Hooligan. I have the always annoying Jester from Jester's Tactical Sports Center.
Good evening.
And we also have the one and only Bricktop from the Command Bros.
The Immortal.
The Command Bros. The Immortal. How are you tonight?
Well, you got a hell of a video trailer voice. You got to rock that.
Yes, I do. Coming from the greatest podcast paintball show in the world.
Love it. That's
on
fantastic.
Saturdays, epicness,
On
asteroids.
Asteroids and titties. Gentlemen. Should
That
I
is the
do a whole
best.
show like this tonight?
I play paintball. And it is fun.
It is fun. I shoot children and adults in the face with paint and enjoy myself.
At the same time.
That is the best intro yet. So Bricktop, what's Command Bros got going on? Anything new? Anything exciting?
Anything said, I'm working on some new videos. We're about to jump into some tutorials. I just put out the art of camouflage to show you, me hiding in the bush. And then we're going to come out with some tutorials soon on the proper camouflage to have in the proper environment. And we're basically waiting for our games around here to start. We got a game April 30th at Pittsburgh Paintball Park. And that's, what is that? That's the Soviet versus the U.S. So we're going to be doing that. So we're going to have a Cold War video coming soon.
So is it just everyone's going to show up in suits and yell threats at each other, or?
Basically,
Yeah,
it's going to be like the UN, but with paintball.
I bet you, you know what? I bet your world's problems could solve a hell of a lot faster if the UN just picked up paintball.
Hey, I was just telling somebody, if wars were fought in paintball, you just accepted the consequences and you lost your territory. I wouldn't. People wouldn't really mind going to war all the time and shit. Just have war fought with paintball guns.
There we go. Sweet. So, game start in April. That kind of sucks because we got a game starting in February. So, we're going to beat you to it.
Yeah, I know. You Canadians.
Right?
We've been playing all year round. We haven't even stopped yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't even stopped.
No, there's no stop.
Nope.
There's no stopping paintball.
No. The only difference is there's sweating to death or freezing. One of the two. That's pretty much 2 paintball seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or playing in the rain.
We have a freezing to death, a sweating, and then a very comfortable season. But we don't have that.
Yeah,
the two extremes.
We've got a comfortable season here in the Maritimes. It's the first 2 weeks of June.
And
then
that's
it
it.
just gets hot. It's not fun. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to those videos. That's some camouflage stuff. That's something a lot of people don't actually look into. A lot of people just think, I'll just throw on some green camo because I'm playing in the forest. But
right.
It doesn't work like that way. Well, I mean, it used
No,
to.
it doesn't.
But people have smartened up, but now you got so many camos to pick from. You've got you could always roll with CAD Pat. You can roll with multicam, AT or ACU, which I don't recommend to anybody.
It has its advantages some places.
Yeah, like gravel pits and grandma's couch.
Sit grandma's couch. What else you got? You got Marpat. That's my favorite.
You got the oh crap, what's that stuff called? Crytek? No.
Crytek. What's that? What's the one that looks like diamond skin? Have you been seeing that?
I want to say Crytek, but I'm pretty sure Crytek's part of a video game and not an actual.
There's Typhoon. Typhoon is one.
That's what the Navy wears now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a camouflage in the water.
Yeah.
No,
It keeps
Cryptek.
sharks
That's
away.
what it is. I was thinking of Cryptek.
That's
So yeah, Cryptek's that snakeskin looking stuff that is just I don't know. It looks like it might work. I don't know.
Well, I had one of the hats, and I took it out and I put it on the ground with my lunchbox there. And at lunchtime, I think somebody stole it or something because I couldn't find it again.
It might just still be
Or
there.
maybe it was hiding.
It blends in so well.
Right?
It's really still like the lunchbox. You just can't see it.
Yeah, it's gone for good.
So you've got
You got
all
what?
sorts
3
of
color desert, 6 color desert.
yep, all sorts of camo. So what are you guys going to focus on? Are you going to do one particular camo, or is it going to be like learn about your environment? What's going on?
Yeah, learn about your environment. We're basically going to tell you the camo that we like the best. That's the Marpat Woodland, but we're going to basically run down all the different camos, the advantages and the disadvantages of them. So
All right.
you'll have to see the video to
Wait,
see everything.
cool. So
You have to watch the video.
Marpat just looks like a knockoff of Cadpat.
It is.
Oh, okay. Oh, here's the official statement. Its design and concept are based on the Canadian Cadpat pattern.
Because
The
Canada owns. The Canadians
what?
own the patent for the digital camouflage.
Oh, they do?
And we lent the idea out to our friends, and our friends decided, hey, this stuff's really good.
Made their own.
Yeah. Which is cool,
Hey, if it works, right? So run with it.
Yep.
So
Just like NASA, it was all built off of Canadians.
then,
Well, shit, well, look what America was built off of.
Canada.
You know what I mean? No. It's like,
You're
do you have
welcome,
Black
eh?
History Month in Canada? I don't think so, do you?
what?
Black History Month?
Yeah, it's Black History Month here in America right now.
Yeah, February. We do it here.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all do?
Yeah, we learn about slaves.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we
wow.
learned what we missed out on. Because we didn't
Oh,
have
okay.
slaves up here. So we're like, oh, that's different. Glad we weren't part of it.
Right?
Right.
We learn all about how the Underground Railroad ended in Canada.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Right.
we
Right.
even
A
had
lot of
commercials about it, man. We had the heritage moments of like some poor guy
Yep.
being stuffed into a church bench to be able to get about
Yeah, and then his daughter and son are sitting there going, I don't know if he made it. I don't know. And then she goes running out, and the minister's like, no, you have to stay here and wait. And then the wagon comes up, and they pull him out of the pew, and it's like, ta-da!
Are you
It's
serious?
like, oh.
Yeah, we're not kidding.
Yep.
Canada has commercials
Wow.
called heritage moments, and they're like little blips of
Yeah.
Canadian history.
Wow.
You can YouTube it. Canadian Heritage Moments.
I think I will.
Brings it to your time.
Right?
Makes me so proud.
They used to have one that
You
was
can-
about the Canadian. Was it the First World War that captured something like 90 Germans or something? I
Yeah.
guess he was technically fighting for the British when Canada, Britain
Yeah.
kind of thing. But I think they pulled that one after a little while. That was a really brutal commercial.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, wow.
And then there's one where Canada invented, the microwave broadcasting towers for modern media.
Right.
That was us. Yep.
Oh, and the first
And then
wireless
the Avro
signal.
Arrow.
And the
Yep.
Avro Arrow. First
How we
supersonic.
built
what?
the Avro Arrow. The fastest plane in the world at the time.
Canada
the
broke
Avro
the
Arrow.
sound barrier. We did that.
Yep.
Welcome.
We did that first. And then they shut down the program because it scared the Americans. So all of our technicians and engineers and everybody went down to the States and built
Right.
NASA.
Yep.
Yep.
Do y'all have a space program?
Neat, eh? So this has been the Maritime Milsim
Nope.
podcast history moment.
The more you know.
The more you know. And no one's half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
Oh yeah, I wanted to touch on something. So the past, I don't know how many episodes we, and by we I mean me, I kind of forgot to do a player of the week. My bad.
Dun dun dun.
My bad. So
Player of the week. week.
Yeah, player of the week. And so
Week.
we're going to bring it back with the most obvious submission right now. Is a story from Dreaded Legends. I'm sure everyone has seen it. And if you haven't, go check it out because it was super cool. So, Dreaded Legends.
Yeah, this was really cool.
They did a draw for a brand new Die Dam. And this gentleman won it. I don't know the guy's full name. I just found the name Mike. So
Mike
from Kenmore.
Mike.
Only Canadians get that joke. So this guy named Mike wins this Die Dam, and I guess without hesitation, he just handed it to this young girl behind him and just said, "Here you go." Because she didn't own her own marker, but she really wanted to learn how to paintball, and she wanted to get into the sport. So he just handed her a Die Dam. Which is,
and this is a big, burly dude with a beard and stuff, like facial hair, and he's running around with his appear to be a speedball marker in some of the pictures I saw him with. I didn't see exactly what it was, but he was like this big, burly dude, and he turns around to this tiny little girl and says, "Here you go."
Right?
Just blew everybody. Yeah, just blew everybody away.
Yeah.
I got the video on my page, on my Facebook page.
There.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So
Fantastic.
shout out to him. Player of the week.
Wolf posted the video. Player of the week.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I haven't watched that
Definitely.
one yet. I grabbed this one because we missed the last couple of weeks, and I thought, you know what, this guy's totally worth mentioning because that is just fantastic that somebody would do that. He could have just taken it. He got it for free. He could have flipped it for, not $900 easy.
Easy.
Right?
Easy.
But he gave
brand
it
new in box.
to a 10-year-old girl. Well, actually, it was brand new in box, signed by Wolf.
Right. So
Ooh.
if you tried hard enough, you could flip that for a lot more.
Yes.
Yeah, at least $2. At least $2 more.
At least $2 more. The
and that
cost of
should
the
make
ink and the marker.
One a paintball.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like you gotta die to paintball with. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That is pretty cool. I think
So-
she was excited with it. So, player of the week. Congratulations.
Yeah, some guy named Mike with a huge heart. And he looks so casual doing it, too. He just, in all his pictures, he's not just like, yeah, look what I did. It's just sort of like, yeah, I did it. So, he looked like a humble fellow, which is awesome. Now, let's
He
move
looked like
into...
a guy. Moving now.
Oh,
Move
what
along.
do you want to talk
Move
about?
along. Nothing. I'm moving along.
All right. So, that ties right into our main topic. So, we're going to talk about, or we're going to discuss, we're going to argue, we're going to yell at each other, or we're all going to agree and it's going to get really boring.
Dun, dun, dun.
What exactly does it take for a paintball event to be an event and not just another game?
Organized walk-on day.
Right. Yeah. So
I like that organized walk on day.
So I'm sure we've all been there where somebody has advertised, such and such event. It's got a title. It's got a Facebook page. It's official, and and they're charging, $20, $25 entry, and then you buy your paint, and your paint might be discounted or something. Sometimes they'll do that, and you get there, and it's just like, okay, here's the scenario. You're, super hardcore team A against super hardcore team B. And you're duking it out. It's the end of the world, and you have to capture that flag. And then it's like, okay, so this is just a big game. Capture the flag. All right, so and then it's gone. It's no longer a big event. It's no longer something special.
What do you consider a big event?
Well, that's what I want to discuss because I don't think an event needs to be big to be an event. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Glad I'm making sense to somebody.
Explain it more, though, for those that
So-
don't agree.
When I'm somebody says, I'm organizing an event, and they use those terms specifically. I'm organizing an event. I'm looking for actual organization. I'm looking for there's more than just showing up to a field and having to go flip a flag or hit a slapstick or something. I'm looking for either a backstory that actually has usable characters, not just Captain so and so of Team A. I've been to events where it was a small turnout, 30, 40 people. That's all that was going. That's all that registered. But when they actually had the captains of each side, you looked at these guys and you knew they were the captain of that side. So there was one. He was supposed to be a Chinese general. So he was done up in a general's attire of a Chinese general. Like he did the whole thing, the hat and everything.
So what I'm hearing is you think event to you means pageantry
or
No.
props.
I'm saying it's
Yeah.
immersion. I'm looking for immersion. I'm looking for. I can go to any walk-on day and play capture the flag, or well, I'm drawing a blank on any of the other modes, game types.
Domination.
Yeah, you can play domination. You can
Assault,
play
defense.
capture the flag, and those are fun. Those are fantastic. I'm looking for something more. I'm looking for something more memorable. I want to be able to walk away from this event and think to myself, that was a really cool moment. That was a really cool thing that they did.
You want to be immersed into the game.
Yeah.
You just don't want to be out there running around grabbing stuff. You want to have a purpose to be out there.
Exactly. Perfect. Thank you for putting those into words that I couldn't.
Like here, we got mission masters, right? And what they do is it's a 1-day event, you know, because to me a big event is 2 days, 2 to 3 days. That's a big event. But a regular event, mission masters, they'll run missions the whole time, and it'll be capture the flag. It'll be capture the flag in a mission, but there'll be side missions also. You know what I mean? And with every break, you get a new map with new locations on it. You know what I mean? And there's new props you got to go find. And there's people out there. Like when we did this undead one, there was a doctor we had to find, and we had a radio, and every so often he would chime in saying where he was at or what's he seeing, and we had to find him. You know, or we had to drain the blood out of a dead body so we could take back and have analyzed at the science center. You know what I mean?
Cool.
So I see what you're saying. You want costumes, props, you know,
I don't even
smoke.
need costumes, but props, some smoke, something to make it more than just your typical walk-on. And that can be anything from if I show up and, you know, it's they have special bunkers put together, or they have you know, rather than just saying, okay, you got to go capture this and you got to capture that. It's sort of like, okay, here's an envelope. You can't open it till you're on the field, you know, and then you open it up and it's like, okay, now you have to do this, this, and this in these specific orders. Like I said, like Mission Masters does. That sounds really cool.
Right.
The idea that it's not just go grab them. It's okay, now you got to get this side mission done and this side mission done. It's really interesting.
Yeah. That keeps the game fresh. It keeps everybody moving. You know, people don't get bored. You have we'll have whole during this undead game, we were around a lot of the major combat because we had major roles in the game. But the first time we played the Lord of the Rings, and we were basically doing what we wanted to do. And the battles on the side were just as intense as the main battles. You know what I mean? Because if we would have lost the side battles, then the main battles would have been worthless because they'd have just flanked them and wiped them out. You know what I mean? So side missions, I think for an event, you do need side missions, little props. Costumes would be nice, especially by the people who's running it. You know, like if the field's doing it, they should have somebody up there dressed. You know, to bring you into the game, to make you feel like it's really going down out here, or whatever scenario they're running, it's really happening.
Yeah, no, for sure. What was the other one I was looking at? The idea of if I go to an event and it's, you know, I'm looking for, I don't know how to explain it. This is just brutal. I came up with the topic and I can't even talk about it. This is ridiculous. I'm trying to think of I went to a game. Okay, let's put it this way. So I went to one game, had 300 people at the event, which at the time for me was huge. I'd never been to a game with that many people, and I was expecting, and they said it was going to be a big event. It was a big scenario. I thought, awesome. The only thing, and I mean the only thing that I can remember from this event was that they had a tank. That was it. I don't remember what the objectives were. I don't remember what the side, who was on each side. I don't remember the names of the teams. I don't even remember what my team the general looked like. It was just so mundane, except for they had this tank. So they didn't
Well,
put
I would
anything
say that was the field. That was the field's fault.
Right, yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. Is I'm talking like, what does a field need to do so that their event stands out? Or so when they say, we want $25 registration fee, well, why? What's my $25 extra going towards? I get if I go to a walk-on, I pay $5 air fee. I have no problem.
Right.
I'm going to pay $75, $80 a case of paint. No problem. That's the standard cost of paint around here. But when you go to an event and they charge you $15, $20, $25 and they say it's because it's an organized event and then, there's 50 people there, and it's just go capture flag A and go capture flag B. What have they really done? Have they done anything other than take my money? To me, I don't think
Right.
that's how I feel.
Plus, you want to leave? You want to leave with something after the event.
Right, and that doesn't even need to be something physical. It can be just leaving with the idea of, I can't wait to talk to people about what happened. I play at Field Longreach outside of St. John, and every year they have their big Terminator scenario.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time they did it was really cool because they came up with this concept of the Terminator. The poor person that did this, they had to put on a full firefighter's outfit, and it's plus 35 out. It's swelteringly hot. But these guys could only be eliminated with headshots.
Ooh.
Yeah, kind of brutal if you're on the receiving end of that. But the idea that you could only be eliminated if they could hit that's basically a small target. So a lot of the speedball guys jumped on this chance, right? They load up on the gear and they're just walking and they're just laying down fire left and right. And it was a ton of fun. Now, that was 5-6 years ago. They've done it every year since. And now it's become a little mundane. You show up and that's the only prop that they really have.
Yeah, you
Now,
have to keep growing.
Another thing Mission Master does is they act on the field. Like when we did Lord of the Rings, we're allowed to use Nerf weapons, battle axes, swords, and everything. So there was a battle while we paintballed between the Witch King and Frodo, done with Nerf swords.
That's cool.
And they had to go down there and act that scene out. You know what I mean? And fight for whatever they had to fight for. And we were the Urukai, so the Witch King won that fight. But they do that in the middle of the game, and nobody can shoot at them while that's going on. You know what I mean? But it's key to the game because it determines a lot of points. Okay. So we had guys who ran around with no paintball guns the whole game. They were just filled with Nerf swords.
That's pretty intense. That would be a wicked backdrop to a sword fight. It's just this big battle going on around them.
I'm about to get a battle axe. That's my next. I'm gonna get me a nice foam battle axe.
There you go. Upgrading the kit.
Upgrading the kit.
So the other thing I'm looking at is because for me, I don't need a big numbers for a good event. If there's only 20, 30 people, no big deal. It's all about the core of it. But it's always nice when you have an event and they have photographers and or a videographer. Is that the right word? Yeah. At the event, right? Because then it's a little bit more. It's like, okay, this is actually being documented. There's pictures being taken that aren't a player having to put down their gear and not be part of it. It's somebody external, somebody on the outside. You're going to see footage of not just from one player's point of view. You're going to see footage from a videographer who's got the eye, who can stand at the edge of the field and go, this is going to make a great shot. And they get, who knows, half the time they might get all of the people into the shot. And so it's big, intense battle, and you get to see everything. So it's a sign of professionalism as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. So, Justin, what do you do to make your event?
I show up.
Stand different from just a regular open play.
He's giggling already, and it made him laugh. It's his Tinder account again.
Yeah, it's that damn Tinder.
Nah, it's a Tinder.
Nah.
Nah, he says sheepishly.
Yeah, it's
No, what we do with
Snapchat.
our events is we try to write the story as in depth as possible. So, because like I've said before, is we're big fans of choose your own adventure. So, if you don't achieve the objective,
Oh, we got an echo.
then yeah, I can hear it.
That was my fault. I had hit speakerphone.
Oh,
At least he owned up to it. We'll
This
give him credit
time.
for that.
Yeah, I admit that.
yeah. No, it's a change. So if you don't achieve the objective, well, the story still goes on, just like in the real world, where if you fail your mission, there's consequences for it. The biggest one that we've had where consequences have come out of is raid the river. I had the in-house team as the enemy, and at the end of the day, I said, well, toward the last game, I said to the good team or the heroes, the defending team, I said, look, you've got to get up there, bomb up, air up, and load your mags as quickly as possible, because as soon as you come back, you're launching on the other team, and that other team right now is fortifying their defenses while you're away. So you better hurry. Well, nobody believed me, and sure enough, they took about 30 minutes, which gave the in-house guys a lot of time.
Yeah, we got bored.
Well,
Yeah,
bunker.
and they built themselves a castle. They had so much time,
Yep.
and it took them an hour and 20 minutes to finally get overrun, because the guys that were supposed to be raiding them didn't believe me. And they dragged their heels, and they did that social paintballer thing where you chat with everybody and you load your mags real slow. There was no sense of urgency, and as soon as they realized, like, holy crap, we gave them too much time, you could just see it on their faces on the field. They're like,
And-
oh
And
man,
I
we
think
took
that
too
comes
long.
from. I think that comes from going to events on a regular basis and somebody saying, okay, so now your opponents are gonna fortify the position, it's et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it's just talk. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just they're just talking, and then the game starts, and nothing has actually changed. It's just that they said that it has changed, but nothing actually has. Where Jester thinking outside the box and allowing us to do what every paintballer's ever really wanted, at least as far as I'm concerned, that I've ever wanted to do, is we rearrange the field. We actually, what he said is what happened when he tried to advance the story and explain to them, look, this is how it's going to be. And they were like, yeah, that's right, yep, that's the story. And then they're loading the mags. He wasn't kidding.
Right.
We really were fortifying. We had power drills and plywood.
Wow.
We were
Yeah.
building new bunkers that they didn't know
They
existed.
dug in bigger than termites. Like they were dug right in.
Right?
I'm sure. Yeah, I know they look crazy. For you to say y'all had plywood and power tools, when they came back, it was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Well, you could
Yeah.
see on
This
the,
building wasn't here 20 minutes ago.
you could see the look on some of their, well, you could sort of see in their eyes and their body languages when they come down. They're trotting down, oh, la 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 la, and then they sort of stopped and looked around, and then they started slowly walking through, just realizing that there's new bunkers here and there. And
Yeah, it went to that eerie calm all of a sudden. They were all like,
Yeah.
oh, ha, 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 and then
then we're all lying in the dirt just waiting for them. So that was cool. So
So that's what we try to do is keep it as faceted as possible. So, if you don't achieve that objective and your mission fails, there's still more to do and to keep you going through the day. And we're not just sitting there going, oh, well, you didn't capture the flag for the 7th time, so yay. It's a progressive storyline, and just for our events, like our Hoth one, we have 3 main missions, 3 fields to play on. It could take them 45 minutes, or it could take them all day, depending on the players. And if they make it through in 45 minutes, then I've got more in my back pocket that we can throw out there to play. But the story itself should take them all day if they achieve all the missions. And that's just being involved in it. So when I say I'm hosting an event, I put like a lot into it. If it's just if it's a walk, not just a walk-on day, but if it's a walk-on day, Then I pull a script out of my pocket and say, okay, this is what we're following today, based on how many people showed up and what teams we break them into and their experience levels. So that way it's not always the same for walk-ons either.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
So
keep it interesting, something you haven't
exactly.
experienced before.
Yeah, and just to mix it up and keep it fresh for everybody, because any sport, like, no hockey game is ever the same. No boxing match is the same. No tennis match is the same. Sure, they're doing the same actions, but it's never exactly the same. So why should paintball be the same every time, right? Or airsoft? Why? We have so many different spins we can put onto it to mess with them, with the athletes there and the players. Why not take that? Why not mess with them? I had one where I had this great big orange fence. It was kind of like Hunger Games where they pushed them into different zones. I actually took this great big 40-foot section of plastic orange fence there and just kept moving it around the field to push people into different areas and take them out of their comfort zone. Yeah.
I think that's what,
Sorry, go ahead.
I said that's what we need in paintball. We need to like they say they want to save the sport or the sport's going down. I think fields need to make even walk-on days feel like an event.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, so when you leave amped, not just, oh, we had a good day shooting paint. Like, you leave like, man, I can't wait to come back next week and see what we're going to do.
And
exactly.
Paintballers we're adrenaline junkies, right? That's why we got into the sport. It's as soon as that paint starts flying and you hear all the markers going off, it gets your heart pumping, the blood pressure rises, your adrenaline's firing. But one too many games of just two teams meeting in the middle and slinging paint for an hour.
It's boring.
Right, it's boring. Somebody looking in from the outside thinks that's absolute chaos, and we're taking a nap behind a bunker because we're bored. We need that change. We need that constant new stuff. I'm sure there's a word for that, but I can't think of it. So, that's where the events...
Leading change.
Yeah.
We need that change. We need to lead that change within the sport to keep it healthy. Because I have people come to me and they're like, oh, I played paintball before at this field or that field. And I'm like, oh, okay, right on. And then I watch the way they play, and you can see the fingerprints of the game style that they're used to showing up on them because of the way they approach bunkers, the way they, approach the mercy rule. You can see, it's like every paintball field is its own dojo. And we all do the same thing, but every dojo has its own way of executing that move. And you can see those telltale signs. Like, had a few walk-ons this weekend. Great guys, but you could tell that they were used to having to be very aggressive to defend themselves because they were smaller stature guys, but the field that they were used to playing on, they were like, oh, well, these guys, they run this mag-fed marker, or this guy runs this, and this guy runs this, and they're always, bunkering us and cornering us, and they have that almost feral approach to playing because they're always getting overshot or not mercied and stuff, right? They're just getting shot close range, so it comes out on them. And as fields, we have to remember that it also comes to the point where people are like, oh yeah, I go to that field, I do the walk on. It's okay. And when they go tell their friends that who have never played, and they're like, yeah, I do paintball, I do a walk on, it's okay. Well, that enthusiasm that's not coming forth in their voice is not being conveyed to those friends of theirs. But if they come away from the field, like you're saying, amped, and they're like, yeah, it was great, it was a walk-on day, but the missions we did were pretty cool, it was so much fun, you guys gotta come out and try it. Right? That's going to bring these new players into the sport, and the field owners are going to be like, oh, that's awesome. And that way we're not squeezing the same pennies out of the same players all the time to keep our sport alive. We got more players coming in that we can get that financial backing to keep us alive, because we as field owners are also leading the change and going, yeah, these are what we're doing on the walk-on days. This is the twist we're putting into it. This is what it is. So then that way people come into it and they're expecting something a little different, and they don't know what it's going to be. And it could be the simplest thing that just in one mission, you throw a little twist into it that there's a zombie virus or something, or there's a box they have to open in the middle of the field, and once they recapture it, they have to open up and see what the next mission is. There's a secret phrase in there or something, or an alarm goes off and everybody comes running in from the sides to try to take you out. Whatever, something obscure or different, right?
Something you never think of. Like,
Yeah,
I played in a field, and to keep things interesting, this field had I can't remember the name of their event. Anyways, they had flag stations, and it's quote unquote flag stations, but it wasn't just a flag. Like there was one that it was a missile launcher, and they had a ref standing next to it. And in order for you to capture that flag, because they had to defend you, they had to keep you from taking it. But in order to capture it, you had to open a box and rewire it. So there were these wires and everything that was all mixed up. So you had to take all the wires out and put them all back together while you're under fire. It seems like a simple enough task. You're like, oh, blue goes with blue, red goes with red. But when they're shooting the hell out of you, and you have to duck and dodge, well, it becomes a little more complicated than just blue and blue.
Look, we was at the Undead game, and there was 3 giant antenna discs. Like the old cable companies used to have.
Yeah.
And the mission was, during the middle of the game, one of the side missions was you had to turn the antennas to certain directions. And there's 3 big ones, you know what I mean? And that was about on itself. The part in the video where I pick up 2 guns and shoot them at the same time, that's what was going on. I ran to a guy. He was like, I'll turn the antennas. I was like, all right, give me your gun. And when he got up, I just gave him cover fire. But
nice.
Yeah, that was like outrageous because the antennas were giant and you got paint everywhere coming at you. And they were out in the open too, so it wasn't like you had a lot of cover to get to them.
That's really awesome. That's having to move those things. It just sounds awesome. Having to line them up.
Well, yesterday, today's Tuesday. So Sunday, for our walk-on, we were playing, and I said, all right, this next mission is the down satellite. So you have to recover the satellite black box with its parachute.
Satellite.
Which really is a parachuted box with a parachute hanging off it. I didn't feel like carrying it, so I looked at it and I said, hey, we'll use this as the mission. So the mission was that both teams start at opposing corners. They have to rush to it, and whichever team brings it back to the respawn area wins, which helped me out because I didn't have to carry this thing off the field. And the teams just loved running at it and playing, so it gave them that extra bit. Which, and again, it helped me out, so yay, double wins.
And it wasn't, I remember that thing because it wasn't light.
No, it's not.
Made of hardwood. It's what? It's used for carrying ammo or something? I don't know.
Yeah, it's an old paraflare box that I've done up to look like a black box from a satellite, and it actually does have a parachute, but the parachute's frozen right now because it got wet. So it's about 65 pounds.
Brutal. Yeah, I remember having to carry that.
But it's got 2 really big carry handles on it.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was really fun. I remember having to use that. We had to escort it through, so it was like I had it with one hand, and Lawrence had it in his hand. He's moving from. We're both just sort of one hand in the rifles and just trying not to shoot each other. And it was really intense. No. It's just as simple as that, as doing something that forces a handicap, or you know what I mean, or forcing some kind of teamwork that can make the game interesting.
I'll tell you what I like at Ion, and I like when I want to go to other games, when they put a third team in play.
Yes,
like at Ion, Ion was America versus Germany, Allies versus Germany, the Axis, and then there was the French. And while the game was going on, there were negotiations going on with the French, so the French could have turned on you at any time. You know what I mean? So we were with the 5th Ranger Battalions, and when we ran into a French, we had a group that their job was to guard the French during the mission. And if they looked like they were about to turn on us, to attack them. You know what I mean? So I like that third team. That really mixed things up.
That is really cool.
Yeah, the wild card.
That's yeah.
Well, it's the French though. You just stand up big to them and they'll give you their cheese and wine and surrender.
The third team definitely adds that you got to watch your shoulder over your shoulder at all times, right? You're not just slamming against the other team in the middle of the field anymore. Now it's like, okay, I got to watch my left and my right.
I like that the last guy y'all had on, and he talked about the 5-man tournaments. with more than more than two teams on the field.
Yeah, Mike talking about the GT Atlantic League.
Yeah, that was nice. That had me amped just listening to it. I was ready to call. I was ready to call Fields here, like, man, y'all need to go talk to this guy. He's running 5-man tournaments, 5 teams on the field at one time. Like, that's Hunger Games.
Well, I've done a game like that with Nightmare. Actually, that was fun. We went to Long Reach and they did 6 teams, 6 on say. There was 4 teams or 6 teams of 4, and it was a when you got hit, you had to drop a ticket, and they had to pick up your ticket. And there was a kill confirm, like Call of Duty kill confirm. Right? And I remember this, and it's because the teams went out, and these are teams of mixed of speedballers, magfed, pump, scenario, everything, right? And then there's me and Nightmare, both magfed players. Between the two of us, we might have had 300 paintballs on us. And
right.
the field owners were just like, "Are you guys okay?" I was like, "It's just 2 of us. We'll be fine. Don't worry about it." We ran off in, and we held our own. But it was super intense having to think, okay, just because I'm engaged from the front here doesn't mean that, 4 teams aren't going to come up from behind.
Right. Your third person might not be shooting at nobody. He might just be watching the rear.
Right.
But you gotta trust that y'all can handle that front and them flanks. Like, you basically got to be in a circle doing every firefight.
360-degree security.
Right.
So
back to back to back.
Right. It's just good like that. And more fields need to take chances. I find a lot of fields are so worried about and I mean, they have a reason to worry. It's a business, and businesses don't work if businesses don't make money. But, step outside that comfort zone. Try and take a chance, do something new, do something that you just sort of thought of and you thought it would be a really cool idea, and run with it. If it doesn't work,
commercials.
Shoot
They
commercials.
need commercials. Like a paintball commercial. Like, a lot of people don't know what's really going on out here in the paintball world. You know what I mean? So I think commercials just of fields and what you can do and show us scenario events, but have people like, man, I'm going to go paintball. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. That you never see that either, because it seems like you only ever hear about paintball because somebody invited you to go to paintballing or because you live near a paintball field.
Right. Other than that, you don't see no paintball commercials.
No.
First rule of paintball, talk about paintball.
Right.
Second rule of paintball, tell everybody.
Never stop talking about paintball. That's the way to do it. Yeah, no, I totally agree. That's a fantastic idea. There should be more commercials. Somebody needs to get on that. We need more commercials.
I will do them. Just contact the Command Bros at Raheem Bricktop Jones on Facebook, and I will make you a paintball field commercial.
There, he won't even have to be there. He'll shoot some other field and just call it yours.
Right.
that doesn't always work out.
Don't feel and send me the footage, and I'll make you a commercial if I can't get to you.
There you go.
In that really awesome movie announcer voice of his.
In that really awesome movie announcer voice, I will talk about your field and all the things that it has to offer.
I like it. Now, we're talking events. Does a big event need a raffle? So if you're paying, let's say $20, nice round number. Let's say $20 registration fee to go to an event. Do you expect that field to give away, not necessarily to you, but just to give away tickets on winning one item? Do you expect a large raffle?
Yeah.
Well, what are you getting for that $20?
Right.
So, okay. So are you guys saying yes, that there should be something? There should be a prize of some sort?
Yeah, there should be a raffle. There should be a nice prize. The field should give away something nice. No cheesy things. You know what I mean?
So what do you think is cheesy? What do you mean like no, I don't even know.
Cheese.
Cheese, no cheese. You're not allowed to give away cheese? I'd like cheese. I'd take cheese. Some field was just like, here's a wheel of cheese.
Hey, this is away from the subject, but I asked everybody in different countries, do y'all have American cheese in Canada?
Yes.
Yes, it's called processed cheese. It doesn't even sound like something you want to eat.
What is Canadians' favorite cheese?
Cheese curds on our poutine. Because we like putting it in our mouth.
You like what in your mouth?
Cheese.
That's what you
Quebec
call
cheese curds. It's got enough salt on them to kill a cow.
it.
It's the only thing you put on poutine.
Okay.
Is he laughing that hard, or did he swallow his phone again?
I'm not sure.
No, I just coughed. When did I swallow my phone the first time? Like somebody said the last other show, I want to see some more Bricktop fails. Like, when did I fail the first time?
Exactly, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because, plants always oxidize.
Uh,
That's never going away.
I know. I can never live that down. No matter, I can win a Nobel Peace Prize. And you two will jump out the crowd and be like, plants oxidize! But here's those two
dude, I promise you, if you ever win a Nobel Peace Prize, I will definitely be there to say that.
Yeah. And then I'll be there again afterwards when they're doing the interview, and I'll just photobomb the cameraman and just plants oxidize.
Right. Who are these two gentlemen? It's a long story.
So, back on the topic, real quick.
Right.
So, not to be a buzzkill. No, but I'm curious. What do you guys think? What do you guys classify as a good item for a raffle? What should a field be giving away, or what's
Should
something?
it be based on the amount of people? Should it be based on what should it be based on? The raffle.
The amount of people.
Okay.
I guess you would think for the field how much money they made. Now, if the field made a lot of money off this game, they should give away some nice gifts. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely believe a marker should be given away. Like my long shot won the raffle at the Undead, and he won a Titman hat and then a free pass to come back to another scenario.
Oh, nice. That's a good idea.
Right. Then what was the other gifts? A case of paint. Somebody won a marker. What else they would? I think it was about maybe three other things, but they were all nice.
Yeah.
Even the little one.
So I like the idea of a marker. I think a marker should be based, though, on the field's ability. So I wouldn't expect a brand new field just opening up to be giving away a $1,500 die dam. That's not something I'd expect. I wouldn't.
Right.
I would not go to just your typical average field hosting their first event and be like, no, I expect my $2,000 marker. No. If that field's going to give away, I like the idea of hats. I love swag. Swag is awesome.
Yeah.
Hats, t-shirts, sweaters, I don't care. Gloves.
And a lot of that could be in the raffle. That's,
Absolutely.
Microfibers,
squeegees.
Actually, what was it? Raid the River or Rogue Nation? No, Raid the River, I think it was. We had, everybody got a number, and then I had a prize table bin, and there was really good stuff, and then there was it went from high-end cool stuff to microfibers and stickers and things like that. So as I called the numbers out, the first number I call up got to go up there, and they had 30 seconds to pick a prize. And then after that 30 seconds, it was like the Royal Rumble. I just kept calling more and more numbers until everybody's up there, and people are getting up there panicking. So just because you're the first person called doesn't mean you got the coolest thing up there. So that worked out pretty good because everybody walked away with something because everybody had a number and every number was called. But it was, I think, the first person up there actually panicked and didn't know what to pick and stood there for 2 minutes going through the box. And then everybody else was just going up there. But like the smallest thing we gave away was a couple of our stickers that everybody just thought was great. And that was really cool. The other thing I would like to see, and something we're working on in our field, is giving away a marker, but to the people that rent. So if you have a large group of people that are coming up and playing at your event for the first time and they're all rentals, like say 20 people renting gear, well, that would be a good spot to give away a marker because they don't have one of their own.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely. That's
rough to walk-ons.
Yeah, it's always nice to see somebody who doesn't own a marker to be handed one and be like, okay, now you own a marker, you're now a paintballer. Get on the field. Like it's, there's that's one less person that no longer has to say, well, I can't afford it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So very cool. And that'd be really neat if you did that at a big event. If you said, okay, for anyone who bought a rental package, gets put into the raffle for the marker. If you brought your own gear, well, sorry, you already own a marker. You really don't.
Yeah, you'll be in the other draws.
Yeah, you get another draw.
Yeah.
You could win
Yeah.
a sweet squeegee or some awesome hat or something, right? But we're
Or an
gonna reserve-
autograph selfie from Hooligan, like whatever, just random
right,
stuff.
stuff people want.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Because I know Jukebox, when she won her X7 at End of Days in PEI, she lost her mind. Like,
Yeah.
she was just like, she was dumbfounded that she had won this marker and that it was now hers. So
Right.
that was really cool. That was well worth it. And that's the way it should be. It should be the new players getting the marker.
Yeah, kind of like what Buddy did there. He's like, man, I've got one I like already. Here, have this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because he's not out anything.
No.
No, he's just simply saying, here you go. I don't need a marker. It's
Right.
yours now.
That's probably not even his style of play, type of marker.
Right, and there's that too. If you're a speedballer and you win a MagFed marker and you decide to give it away, well, good on you. If you decide you want to keep it and sell it, well, somebody got
Or
a brand new
get
marker for
MagFed,
hopefully a
yeah.
discounted price.
Yeah.
So, very
We're
cool
thinking
idea.
about Mad Fad play, but we only see doing it with other Mad Fad. Like, I don't see going to a game and being Mad Fad and everybody else got hoppers.
It can be done, but there is a line in the sand where on
You
one
go
side
get
of it
your
you're running MagFed against hopper-fed players and you're thinking, okay, this is a good challenge. I'm liking this. I have to think more. I have to move more. And then
Right.
there's the other side of that line where it's like I've just ultimately set myself up to fail.
Oh, yeah. I generally at one
my
game.
hopper. I'll be right back.
Yeah, and that's what happened is I went on the field. It was Valkyrie and I were the only two mag fed out there, and her marker went down, so she was off the field. I was the only mag fed on the field as a primary, and there's about 35 hoppers running around. And I was just like, yeah, 2 seconds, be right back.
Yeah, it's no longer fun. It's no longer a nice challenge.
Yeah, it was. So I went in, I got my die roto, I got my BT on, and came back there and just
Right.
painted a picture. So
we did that.
A picture of death.
John and myself, a team called the Wolverines out of Nova Scotia, great guys, heavy into the MagFed, very dedicated MagFed players, and pump players.
yeah,
It's basically just dedicated paintballers. So
Right.
we went to a big game, and they brought all their MagFed gear, and I brought my MagFed gear, and we're playing. And that first game ends, and me and John were talking, and we're like, we can't do it with MagFed. There's
no way.
the ability, because that's one thing the Electros have over MagFed is one, they're because they're electronically controlled and because they're built to compete, they're more air efficient. Their PSI output is always much more level. You don't get spikes or anything like that.
It's constant.
And the barrels are usually better if they have a nice aftermarket barrel put on. So they're very nice markers, and they're built to compete, so they're built to be awesome, where the MagFed markers are built to survive MagFed play before anything else.
And look good. Right.
And look good.
They're built to look good.
Absolutely.
Right.
And so we come off the field, and we're just like, we can't do it. So I busted out the invert mini, and he switched his M17 over to hopper fed,
Yeah.
and then we started having some fun.
Right.
So
And the M17 has the best mechanical auto out there. Like, just you throw a hopper on that thing, put it on auto,
yeah. And
you're
just
laughing.
ropes. Just shoots ropes of paint. They're fantastic for that. And I'm looking forward to that on mine. So, which we'll be doing in 11 days.
11 days.
So that'll be awesome.
11
Hop on
days.
Earth Reloaded.
Goes
So,
down.
since we're already on events, and we're talking about events, and we've come to the conclusion that there should be a raffle, but it doesn't need to be something super huge. But it is
Right.
nice to get something. Jester, is there anything you can tell us without giving away too much? Is there anything special you're doing for your event that people can look forward to? Anything at all?
Well, like I said, it's following the storyline. It's in 3 phases.
What's the
Have you decided to
storyline?
tell people you're going to general the Jedis yet, or what?
Say that again, sorry.
What?
Who's generaling the Jedis?
Oh, you're not going to tell people yet?
Well, am I allowed to tell people?
It's totally up to you.
Have we already told people? I think we
that-
just told people.
Yeah, I think you just told,
We just
I think
told
y'all
people
just
now?
told-
Oh, are we
You know-
recording now? Like, are we doing the show now?
Well, okay. So I guess
I was all
I'm-
confused. It's
Right.
I am a little confused. 'Cause, did we think of telling me before we told the people?
Oh,
Yeah.
you didn't.
I
You didn't-
didn't realize this show was recording right now. I thought this was the pre-show.
Yeah, the pre-show. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
No,
it's
the
not.
software's working. It's recording.
Foreplay show. This is foreplay. Before the big show.
Okay, so people, I guess,
Yeah.
can look forward to me generaling the Jedis.
Yes.
Cool. Something I'm looking forward to now.
Hey, exciting.
Woo!
And you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
You heard it here first.
Fantastic. I'm gonna need a lightsaber.
Yeah.
You should
And you have to
battle
start recruiting a team.
of Jedi.
All right, I have 11 days to put
Jedi.
together a kick-ass team of Jedis.
Yes, you do.
Sweet.
And you need some Jedi gear.
I'm gonna need some Jedi. Don't worry, I got brown bed sheets somewhere. I can make up some sort of
Rough them
half-assed
up.
Jedi costume.
Yeah.
So,
And don't forget, you have the Hooligan R2D2 challenge to host.
the
Awesome.
Hooligan R2D2 challenge.
That sounds interesting. I can't wait to find out all about that.
What is it? So, you're in charge of the Empire?
Who's in
Me,
charge of
no.
it?
I'm in charge of everything.
No, he's running the event.
Yeah.
No, that, who's general on who's the general for the other side?
That is a dark, dark secret.
Ooh. Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Whoa.
You'll find out the day of.
Well, yeah, exactly. When the trap has been sprung, the bait will reveal itself.
The bait will reveal itself.
Oh, that's funny. Okay.
See,
Sweet.
that's all I can say about Hoth right now. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's pretty cool. I would like
Are
to
you gonna
talk
have
a little bit. What? Yeah,
So
maybe.
you're gonna have-
Last year we had something.
Okay.
Dirty Deeds is starting to grow, and that's what I want people to start marking their calendars off, because that's going to be a game-changing event. A life-changing event. It's going to be one of those moments of just pure wickedness. It's going to be a
Pure
game,
awesome.
yeah, that you will wish you were at if you missed it, and if you're at it, you will be so thankful that you did not miss it.
Now, when is this?
That's July 29th, 30th, and 31st.
He's writing it down. July 20.
He's using crayon on his smartphone, so it goes to his calendar.
I got markers on my shit. Y'all keep the crayons at north.
Sorry, he's using a marker on his
Yeah.
phone.
Except
Yeah.
it's one of those special ones, you know, the Crayola made, so you can't accidentally color on the carpet. It only works on special paper.
Yeah,
Well, you
but the
use-
problem is he's using an Etch-a-Sketch.
Dun-dun-dun.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Good times. Good times.
good guys.
Okay, I think we've covered what makes an event an event. I think we're good there.
Okay.
So, if
for the
anyone
rest.
out there listening disagrees or has anything else to add, let us know. Shoot us a message. Tell us. We want to hear.
Talk
that
to
means
us.
Comment below.
Yeah, comment below in the thing, Facebook, or email us Doesn't matter. And Jester, did you have anything to rant about this week?
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
I have a bit of a fever and a flu right now, so it's even more fueled up.
I was going to say,
And
it's going to be something simple, isn't it? You're just angry because you're sick.
yeah, just the flu, like, come on. Brick Top mentioned this earlier when we were talking about leadership, and we just dropped the bombshell that you're going to be generaling at Hoth for the Jedi, and we talk about leadership styles, and this also comes down to field owner styles and play styles, and everybody is in a role of leadership somewhere, somehow on the field or behind the scenes when they're playing, because people are watching them and, kind of going from there. And the key to being a good leader is first being a good follower. So if you're that kind of player that just hid in a little bunker and took snapshots at people or don't really follow the rules or whatever, that's going to come across in your leadership style. And with Bricktop, he likes to include everybody around him, and that's awesome. And he takes that instructional role very seriously. When you get to some walk-on days or events, and you get that person who's at the back who has all the gear on and is loaded up like they're the bomb, but they're just standing in the back barking at people, hey, you go over there, you go over there, you go over there. And you're just like, listen, buds, who the frig are you to be telling me what to do on this field? You're not the king shit of everything. And if you are, I don't like you, so I'm not going to follow you. But if you got the guy that's decked out in the gear, or girl, sorry, inclusive here. If you got that player that's all decked out in the gear and decides, hey, you and you come with me, let's go over here and do this, and this is going to be really cool, they're going to follow you. But if you stand there and you're like, get your stupid sorry asses over there, and you take your leadership from the book aloud, that makes them mad. Okay? Do you want to be yelled and screamed and barked at? Well, you're playing your favorite sport and activity and getting that clean oxygen fed into your system? No, you don't. So why the frig are you doing it to other people? Do you want to be bonus balled? No. So why the frig are you doing it to other people? Do you want to stand there and take credit for something you didn't do? Yes, you do. Do you want other people to take credit for things that you did? No, you don't. So stop it. Shake your head. Hear anything? No, because there's fuck all in there. Be a team player. Follow and lead at the same time. When I play, I don't have to be in charge all the time. I will team up with somebody else. I'll let the new rental kids or walk-ons be my eyes and ears and tell me what to do, and then say, okay, afterwards, did that work for us? No. This is why. And then they're like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Or they show me something that's like, hey, this is pretty neat. It actually worked. Good initiative on you. I'm not like, hey, man, I just came up with the best thing ever, and it's the Jester maneuver that I just stole from some kid. No. I'm like, hey, guys, everybody come here. Everybody, come on, gather, get over here. Put that down. Come here. Listen to this. Listen to what he just did. It was awesome. It was really cool. Now go away. I like to do that. But what makes me really mad is seeing these people that say they are the quintessential mill simmer, and they take all this hype to themselves. They believe their own hype. That's what it is. And, they believe what their mom posts on Twinstagram and book grabber face tweeter. You're my sunshine. You're the best. Nobody's better than you. Well, listen here. Insert random name of bullying. You are not the best in the world. On any given day, somebody else can be better than you. So you just go out there and be the best that you can be and not try to be better than everybody else. Because that makes me mad. It makes me really, really mad when you don't try for your personal best and you just go, rah, 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 rah. That is all.
Are you sure? Are you done? You feel better?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, good. At least you feel better.
I do. I think my fever broke.
It sounds like he's breathing a little clearly.
I think so too. Yeah. It's nice to get my heart rate up. Yeah, I did.
There you go. No.
My clothes are all ripped and everything, but
little known fact: you can rage through a fever.
Yep. Can. just like some people rage through a paintball game. They get shot right off the hop in the wrong spot, and they're just grumpy the rest of the game.
Right.
Oh, that's funny.
Good times.
Absolutely. Fantastic times. And I think we're going to call it. We're going to leave on that
Bombshell.
on that passionate mad minute of Jesters.
Jesters rants.
So everyone looking forward to videos coming from Bricktop and Energy, and I assume Longshot's doing the shooting?
Yes, sir.
Right on.
Awesome.
On the shooting.
That's going to be cool.
Energy
Looking at
and Bricktop.
some sweet tutorials on camo, how to wear it, what to wear, what not to wear.
Camouflage.
Fashion advice from the Command Bros.
Fashion advice for the Command Bros.
That's fantastic. That's some fashion advice I could follow. And and anyone who's going to be able to make it, if you live in the general area or if you're willing to travel, Jester's having a pretty sweet game happening in about 11 days on the 13th. It's Hoth on Earth Reloaded. So it's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
The first Hoth on Earth was fantastic. The snow kind of changed the plans on us, but, decided to do trench warfare. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was awesome. Hopefully, Mother Nature keeps playing well for us.
Hopefully. Here's hoping.
Yeah.
Been a hell of a winter,
Can't be
though.
Earth without snow.
It's true. But hopefully we don't get dumped on with snow that we can't, get into the field. But
Well, look at it this way though. This is Hoth Reloaded, so we can change things in the Star Wars universe, just like we found out with Abrams, right? Like, what is it called? Some stuff is called canon, and some stuff is given legend status, so you can intermix it. Yeah.
it's basically we're just doing Hoth on Earth fan fiction,
Yeah.
if we have to. It'll go from Hoth
So
on
we
Earth
know
to...
it gives it like, all right, I see.
Yeah.
You get a little matrix on it, huh?
Yeah.
We're going to change some stuff, if we have to.
Yeah.
So it'll be a good time. And you get to see me, hopefully, in a Jedi costume, if I can find one in time.
Yeah.
Or I'll just make
11
my own
days.
costume, and I'll wear my my coat and my kick-ass shirt from
The 12th
Blackguard
grade.
Vinyl. There we go. Blackguard Vinyl.
Vinyl.
So maybe I'll just be a modern Jedi, except taking place in... I'm not
Well,
sure
it
where
is-
that thought process is going.
It is reloaded.
It's true. That is true. Maybe they had collar shirts in the Star Wars universe. We just never saw them.
Well,
Right.
it happened a long time ago. Han Solo wore a white collared shirt.
Yeah, not a dress
Yes.
shirt, not like mine.
Yeah. Do you even Star Wars, bro?
Dude, I Star Wars. But you know who
Then
I'm
you would not
I'm
be.
gonna have to go rewatch all the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
He don't Star Wars if he says he got to go rewatch all the movies. If you Star Wars, you don't need to rewatch all the movies.
Exactly. That's what I'm
Whatever.
saying.
Whatever.
He watches Star Wars. He's not Star Wars.
No.
All right. So
And on that bombshell,
on that bombshell,
That bombshell.
we're out of here. So everyone for Bricktop, Jester, thanks for coming on and chatting, and
Glad
making it
to hear
interesting. It was a good time. And to everyone who is listening to this right now, who downloaded or is streaming it through that horrible Podomatic Android app, thanks for doing that for us. Thanks for streaming this or downloading it. And if you found us randomly, somehow, probably through iTunes or something, head over to facebook.com/Maritime Milsim Podcast. Give us a like. Send us a message. Doesn't matter what. Just say, hey, what's up? So,
What it do?
right? Just say, what's up? What's going on? We'll have a chat. It'll be a good time. So good.
we might raffle something off.
What?
Mm.
We might raffle something off.
We might raffle something off.
Y'all
What are we
should
raffling
do
off?
that. Y'all should be like, what's the question that Bricktop got wrong? If you got, first person to come up with that answer, it's a marker. I have my daughter call.
A marker. Like we have the money to give away a marker. That's funny.
No. Bricktop said he's going to give away a marker. That's what I heard.
Oh, that's okay.
What?
That makes more sense.
Hello? I think we're losing connection. Hello? That's right.
All
My
right,
house
everyone.
is going through a tunnel.
Yeah. So while
Right.
Bricktop's going through a tunnel, we're gonna call it quits. So everyone, thanks for listening, and until next week, everyone, cheers.
Cheers.